What if I told you that a printer's price tag is basically a lie? Not because the number is wrong, but because it's only telling you what you pay on day one. Consumer Reports estimates that a $45 inkjet can turn around and cost you about $97 a year just in ink, while a $230 tank printer runs about $4 a year. That gap between sticker price and real cost is where 7 popular wireless printers are quietly overcharging you, and where 3 specific models are actually worth what they cost. Here's the promise. By the end of this list, you'll know the one wireless printer on shelves right now that costs more than $1.25 for a single page of color graphics and lab testing. And the very last pick is the printer with the lowest real-world running cost of anything here, laser or inkjet. Before we get into it, hit subscribe. We pull published lab testing data before we tell you what to buy, not just spec sheets. And to be clear, we're not affiliated with Consumer Reports, and they haven't endorsed this video. We're citing their published results the same way you would. So let's get into it. 7 wireless printers whose real cost only shows up after you buy them, and 3 that actually deliver. These are ordered by the size of the gap between what you pay and what you'll actually spend, starting with the least offensive and ending with the one that's genuinely hard to defend. Number 1. The HP DeskJet 2825e, around $50 to $60, and it's the cheapest one of these 7 printers on the avoid list to actually run, which is why it's on the mildest spot of the avoid list. Consumer Reports measured its text at 14.6 cents a page and color graphics at 25.6 cents. That color number is honestly fine. The text number is the problem because it's roughly 3 times what a black and white laser costs per page, and text is what most people print. The printer isn't the expense here. The ink is, and it's the expense every month forever. Number 2. The Canon PIXMA TS6420a. About $60, and it's a genuinely nicer machine than the bargain bin stuff, with a second paper tray and better build. Consumer Reports clocked it at 15.5 cents per page of text and 51.3 cents per page of color graphics, so you're paying twice as much per color page as the $50 DeskJet on a printer that costs about the same. What actually works instead is checking the graphics cost line on any listing before you buy, not just the box price. Nicer plastic does not mean cheaper ink. Number 3. The Epson Workforce WF2950, around $69, and it looks like a practical little office machine with fax and scanning built in. Consumer Reports estimates its yearly ink cost at $133, with a 2-year ownership cost near $346 and a 5-year cost near $744. Worth noting, CR calls that 2-year figure typical for an inkjet, which is the actual scandal here. This isn't an outlier. This is normal. That printer might be the one you're eyeing right now specifically, because it looked like the responsible choice. Number 4. The Epson Expression Home XP4205. This runs around $59, and Consumer Reports measured its text cost at 14.4 cents a page with an estimated yearly ink cost of $136, which CR flags as very high, even by inkjet standards. 2-year ownership lands near $342, 5-year near $750. The fix that still works is looking at the 2-year and 5-year ownership estimates before you check out, not the shelf price. A $59 printer that costs $750 over 5 years isn't a budget printer. If you're starting to see the pattern here, that the printer's price and the printer's real cost are 2 completely different numbers, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps this reach people who are about to buy the wrong one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we break down operating costs like this every week. Number 5. The HP DeskJet 4255e. Currently around $50 at Walmart, marked down from $110, which makes it look like the deal of the year. Consumer Reports measured 18.5 cents per page of text and 71.2 cents per page of color graphics. And the cartridges are tiny. The HP 67 Black is rated for about 120 pages. That's not a typo. 120 pages, then you buy another one. This is a printer engineered to look cheap at checkout and expensive every month after. Number 6. The Canon PIXMA TR4720, $70 to $85, and it adds fax and a document feeder, which is real value at that price. Consumer Reports currently lists it at 24.6 cents per page for text and 73.9 cents per page for color graphics. It does print very good photos, so if genuine occasional photo printing is the whole job, fine. But at nearly 74 cents a color page, a 20-page school project in color costs about $15 in ink on a $75 printer. Number 7, and this is the one that's genuinely hard to defend. The HP DeskJet from about $90. It's a well-liked printer, it's on plenty of best of lists for 2026, and it works. But Consumer Reports measured 34.8 cents per page of text and $1.26 per page of color graphics. 2-year ownership cost, $490. 5-year, $1,090. CR calls that high among inkjet printers, and it's the only model on this entire list where a single page of color costs more than $1. Now for the 3 that actually deliver on their price tag. Number 8, the Brother HL-L2460DW. This wireless laser printer costs around $180, and Consumer Reports measured its black text cost at 5.4 cents a page, with a 2-year ownership cost of $210 and a 5-year cost of $254. So it costs twice what the Envy does up front, and about a quarter as much to own over 5 years. Laser wins the long game every time text is the job. Number 9, the Brother DCPL-2640DW. Around $210 for the laser all-in-one version, and Consumer Reports measured the same 5.4 cents per page of text, with a 2-year cost of $244 and a 5-year cost of $294. It also does cloud scanning straight to your own free Google Drive or Dropbox through Brother Web Connect, rather than a manufacturer-run subscription. That printer is the one worth cross-shopping against every inkjet on this list. Number 10, and this is the cheapest printer here to actually own. The Epson EcoTank ET2400, around $180. Instead of cartridges, it refills from bottles, and Consumer Reports estimates ink costs at $5 a year. Not per month, per year. 5-year ownership, about $205 against $1,090 for the Envy. One honest caveat. CR does not actually recommend it because it's slow and the feature set is basic. It's the cheapest thing here to feed. It is not the fastest or the fanciest, and you should know that going in. If you made it to the end, you now know something most printer shoppers never bother to check. The price tag on a wireless printer tells you almost nothing about what it'll actually cost you. Same 5 years, same printing habits, and the spread between the best and worst printer on this list is roughly $900. Smash that like button if this changed how you'll shop for your next printer. Drop a comment and tell me which one surprised you. Are you Team Brother Laser, Team EcoTank, or Team I own one of the first 7 and I'm doing the math right now? I read every comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you catch the next breakdown before you buy something that costs more than it looks like it does. We'd love to have you along. Remember, the most expensive printer you'll ever own isn't the one with the highest price tag. Sometimes it's the cheapest one on the shelf, quietly waiting to make its money back one overpriced cartridge at a time.